We're back in studio here on a Tuesday night, the final Tuesday night of racing here at Woodbine Mohawk Park, at least for the foreseeable future. And I'm back in studio alongside my co-host, the Hall of Famer, Randy Waples. And let's go out with a bang. It's going to be nice to have an extra day off to just kind of get ourselves ready, especially like we mentioned for Breeders' Crown Elims, Breeders' Crown Final. But, I say this now, but then Tuesday nights, assuming some of them are going to be dull, it's going to miss coming in here or even turning on the TV to watch some races.
You know what's going to happen is like Tuesday or Wednesday, we're going to be watching replays like from Lexington to try to get ahead of what's coming up in the next bit. Plus we got super finals coming up this weekend. We're going to be watching replays for that.
Yep.
We never get away from it. A night off just means that you just get to watch all the horse racing from home.
I think next Tuesday night, what am I going to be doing? I will likely be in London at the sale.
Oh, okay, I'm going to try to be there Wednesday.
Okay, I might be there both days. I'll be there Tuesday, and I think at night I'll go to Western Fair and check out the action. Why not? I think I've only been there once, and I was working. It's nice to go there as a spectator for once and just enjoy the action. The racing there is great, though, too. I really enjoy their product, and they do a good job.
Yeah, I kind of like the crowds there whenever I race there because it's one of those quaint grandstands that's right on the top of the track, and it's nice being that close to the people.
Big time. So I'm looking forward to next week, and again, next thing you know, we'll have Breeders' Crown limbs to have to work with, but we got the super finals first. We'll touch on that later, but it's going to be a lot of fun to watch some of our local stars in action Friday and Saturday night, and then we'll get a chance to get ready. Some of them will be busy though. They'll be back in action a week later.
26 races over the weekend.
No kidding.
13 and 13.
Full marathon.
Yeah,
we're going to be ready for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're trained up.
Yeah.
You are, especially there. A couple of those days down in Lexington, and they were like 15 races?
Yeah, when you work Scioto cards, like I've worked 3 straight days at Scioto, 16, 17 races, you can handle just about anything. Those are some long shifts, I'll tell you what. Those are some long shifts. I get there at 4 and change and work all the way till midnight.
You'd be waiting for that last race.
Oh man, little too long. We're gonna before we touch on tonight's action, we want to recap last night's action, but we also want to just highlight what took place before the start of the card. James McDonald getting his Canadian colors last night here, as he will represent Canada.
Look at the look on Griffin's face.
In New Zealand, he'll be the Canadian representative, and he's no stranger to this, Randy. He's done this. This is going to be his 3rd time representing Canada, and it's a pretty nice set of colors, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful set of colors, and, you just couldn't find a better representative than him,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's lots of guys that are just as capable, but you're not going to find anybody that's better than James, you know what I mean? He can drive as good as anybody, and, he's just a guy that, you're proud that he's part of the same country as you.
And it was close with him and Tyler Borth when they were competing at 3R. Both of them got off to quick starts. They both would have been great. It would have been a great opportunity.
Look at those pictures. Is that sweet or what?
Sharp-looking guy.
It'd be interesting to freeze that and maybe 20 years from now see if that maybe James is holding the helmet for Griff.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Could you imagine that? Come full circle again.
Griff's got the bloodlines.
He certainly does. Certainly does. But, just excited for the opportunity to watch James compete. There's going to be a bunch of talented drivers competing in New Zealand. And I can't remember if I think the time difference is going to favor us in terms of being able to follow along, though. So
Good.
I'm looking forward to tuning into the action and just seeing how everyone does. But, the racing is going to be fun. Everybody's looking forward to competing or representing their country. The trip to New Zealand's pretty sweet too. I only hear great things.
Something, John. I've never been there, never been even close to there, because that's a long plane flight for somebody like me. But what I've heard is it's one of the most beautiful countries in the world, and they also, I hear too, that the people are unbelievably friendly.
Yeah. Well, the limited amount of people from New Zealand that I've met have been nothing but hospitable and great people, right? So
smart, good horsemen, hard workers.
Yep.
Yeah,
big time.
Agree.
So, anyways, have you ever gotten the chance to or have you ever competed in NDC or anything like that?
No. I got the chance a couple of times to go over there, but it just didn't kind of work with the scheduling that was going on over here. So I always, made sure that I passed in great time for them to get somebody else, you know. Something that, if I'm not mistaken, I think the 2 times I was asked, the one time I couldn't go and Jody went and then he won it. And I think the one time that I couldn't go, Sylvan went and he won it.
Okay, so it would have been
you
nice.
know, it could have been a possibility,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm sure that they drove it better than I would have anyway. I would have been white knuckling just the flight over.
Pretty good omen when you reject the opportunity then, for the other guy. Pretty good omen.
Well,
They
I
get
had good horses
Yeah.
here, and I just didn't want to give them up, you
Yeah.
know. And plus that, like, I mean, I think that this is one of those situations where it's nice when you can travel with your family
Big
and
time.
stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And my wife just wasn't in that situation where she could travel. I didn't really want to do it by myself,
Yeah.
so it just worked out better.
Yeah,
that way.
I'm not for long plane rides either. I just
Yeah.
it's just not for me. At
No.
least I like the short flights. That's a lot. I'd rather do a longer drive than a flight at least. But
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we spoke
That'd
about
be a tough drive.
big time tough drive. Impossible. I'd say we're going to look at last night's highlights from Monday night program. You and I both struggled on the handicapping standpoint, though. So we're looking to turn the page and start anew on this Tuesday night program. But we had a long shot kick off the action. Asiago Sealster at odds of 10-1. He was kind of trending towards a victory, and that was a much better spot for him. I think we overlooked him quite a bit.
There was two. There was Asiago and one other one that
the other one-
kind of, it was also making a big
Alimony Mike.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, just a difference in level of talent that they've been having to face. They both got good trips, and boom, they fired on the end.
And JG's pal getting the job done. One of Travis Henry's 2 wins on the night. He got it done in the finale. A tough trip. I mean, he was out there a long way and ultimately just was able to overtake Muscle Fashion, who still raced well in defeat to be third, I believe. But betting favorites won 40% of the card, and we kind of have seen that a little bit over the course of the past several months to the year, that it's been up towards the mid to high 40s. Ideally, you want that number to come down.
Way
right? You
down.
want it to come down. That's just way too high of a number, and hopefully we can get some prices mixed in between to kind of help that average come down, because it just helps from a handicapping side. And the biggest
Makes it
struggle
more exciting.
The biggest struggle is sometimes you sit on there and think that horses are just underlays at certain prices, and they get the job done. And I mean, they get it done, but it's not at the price that you want. And I always say,
No.
you always can accept a price on a certain horse, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, for sure. I mean, then that's the worst part about it. There is how many times do we see where we think we're going to get a price, and then all of a sudden it's just it's half of what we thought we were going to get.
time. Yeah, it's,
so that's the big thing. It's not so bad when it's favorites, but when they're chalk favorites, it's just so hard to make.
And my
money.
biggest thing is I have no issue with, like, if the favorites are winning, whatever. I have no issue with that if they're earning it. But sometimes you see a race and you don't expect as much action, or you expect a bit more action than you're anticipating, or lack thereof, I should say. And then a favorite that you see is 3-5 or 1-5. Just they're not warranted for that price point, in my opinion. But you get a soft middle half. It's going to be tough to take them down.
Sometimes you wonder, and I mean, this is probably a stupid thing for me to say, you know what I mean? But I've said lots of dumb things, so here, just add another one to the list there. Sometimes I wonder, is it, and this, I know this is really going to sound stupid, but sometimes I wonder, is it in our best interest if we have these open draws? Even for some of these other races there, I'm really starting to think that maybe we should kind of bring into some kind of a handicapping strategy in the races, where maybe some of these really horses that are just stands out, maybe they should have the outside for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe it would even things up a little bit. I don't know, you know what I mean? But and there's nothing worse than having a night where it's just favorite after favorite.
I'm all for just anything that can, I'm all for change and certain things, trying stuff out. There's nothing, I mean, we tried the second tier. I didn't like it, but they tried it for a little bit. They got rid of it. I'm for every horse having their nose on the gate, right? But again, they
100%.
tried something, and I don't mind that whatsoever. But I'm not against trying new things. Just because we do things a certain way for so long doesn't mean we can't be opposed to changing it up.
Well, see, that's my opinion on it, is because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, if you had a horse there, you wouldn't want him having the outside. Is the outside that bad anymore? You know what I mean? I mean, especially on our track, we got a big run into the first turn. We got a staggered gate. I see lots of 10-hole horses getting out of there, no problem. So if you had two really standouts and you give them the 9 and the 10, wouldn't it make a little bit better racing than having, them having the 5 and 6, and then everybody from the outside too scared to leave against
Yeah, I would.
them?
Well, how often do you see horses when they draw better, and other horses who are competitive in that class, they draw outside? People feel inclined. This is my time to take a shot. I draw well. The contenders draw outside. It adds to the racing right away. We see action. We saw a couple of races with some action and early movement. The Wild Turkey Hanover. We saw four different lead changes early.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure. No, it's just it's a new way to do it. And I look at it this way. Say if you had a 30-40 and it was a field of 6, and B. Stoney was on his game like last night, but not, but on his game, not missing time, and he's got the 6-hole, okay? He's going to be, what, 2 to 5, 3 to 5?
Luck.
You take that same field, make it 10 horses, give him the outside. What happens then?
Yeah.
It's going to be that much tougher for him to win a race.
Yeah, hopefully, I know that it's been, we haven't seen that class in a while as well. I'm sure that it's been likely just tough to fill, but hopefully we can see that class.
We got nice pop-ups coming up.
We do have some nice pop-ups.
Yeah.
And again, so I'm looking forward to that as well. All right, let's get right into the action.
Let's do it.
Here tonight. We're going to start off in race number 2 here. That's the second leg of that early pick 5. We're going to have a field of 7. We spoke about earlier that horses might be in better spots to get the job done, and I think we're looking at that with the outside starter in session. Currently 3-1 morning line for this daughter of Father Patrick. She hasn't raced in over a month, but she's going to debut on Lasix here. She was supposed to debut on September 25th. I think this is a really good spot for this filly, Randy, but I do think there are a couple other fillies in here racing pretty well as well.
Yeah, I agree. I like her in session, first start Lasix, daughter of Father Patrick. I got her in for 4th. I went with the other daughter of Father Patrick, and that's going to be Pat's Queen. And that's going to be the replay that we're going to send in for you guys to take a look at there. I got her down as a locked-in okay, and you can see right from the lines there, for whatever reason, from the time that Chris drove this horse, he's really got along very, very well with her. So I'm so happy to see, Greek Jr. down on this Rod Hughes trained individual here. So this is her last start. She went into this race on a 13-day miss. She was 6th in the Champlain and then comes back to this maiden. And, this is Calyx in there. But again, look at Greek looking for room, and look at the shoulders. Look at the way that he's doing this. You know what I mean? She still has some go. He's going to see clear air here. What is she going to do with it? Is she going to go backwards? No, she goes forwards. And that was, like I said, coming in on a 13-day rotation. She's coming in here, I think, with a better outlook in here tonight, and she's going to be my top pick in here.
Yeah, and she's a handy filly too, right? We know that she can leave out of there if need be, and she's been racing really, really well. Just one win in 10 tries, and that win when she got the job done was impressive. But again, her efforts have been pretty strong. I used her underneath. I was really close to putting her on top, but ultimately I'm just hoping that in session, again, you mentioned this in the past, I'm hoping that she's just got a quick mile under her belt leading up to this start, and I just think this is a much softer company. I mean, look at the filly she's been taking on in her young career. And the lone time she was in a maiden, she took on Wish Upon a Star Dale. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a filly who's obviously, racing really, really well. So this is a great opportunity for this Dustin Jones, homebred here, and I'm hoping she can get the job done here.
You didn't use Sister Scarlet on yours. That's the other. There's 3 Father Patricks in here, Phil. I put her in for 2nd. I have her down as a good first up. In that last effort. I know she didn't do any well, but I thought that she, showed a little bit of promise in there.
One that I still think is going to continue to improve, but the biggest thing is she's stayed trotting with the trotting hopples, though. So I want to see another, solid effort from her tonight. But ultimately, I do think Pat's Queen and In Session are going to be 2 fillies that are the ones to beat here in this spot. So I opted to just take another wait and see approach here in race number 2. We're going to move on to race number 3, and this kicks off the early pick 4. We're scratched down to a field of 7 here in this spot, and we're going to get a chance to see Pick a Genre again. He raced at Flamborough last time out in a 4th place effort, but he's been so strong racing here, Randy, and it seems like he can race just about any way. And he's 6-1 on the morning line. You're not going to get anywhere close to that number, I'd say. I mean, he's been favored in so many of his outings here on the big track, so he's going to be a main player. HF Pan Shadow, I thought, was a good third at Flamborough last time out. So, I think there's probably a couple horses that really stand out, and Pick a Genre is one of them.
Yeah, where did you go?
I went to HF Pan Shadow.
Oh, okay. I threw the HF Pan Shadow in for 4th. Why do you like this one?
I like. You know what? I didn't like. I didn't mind his effort at Flamborough on September 7th, and one that I rated highly when he was here on September 16th. But then he was scratched. I think I had him underneath, so I like that he has a start under his belt coming into tonight. I thought it was a good one. And I think this guy can put forth a pretty good effort. But like you, I think that Pick a Genre is the one to beat here.
He always gives you a good run, right? And, I mean, Let's Get Picked's he's good now, too, So, let's take a replay look on September the 16th of Pick a Genre. He's going to be my top pick in here. You really can't go wrong, with Barrington and Trevor Henry as a team. I love the way that they do their work. Shane has them right on their game, and there's no driver on the circuit that'll give a horse a better chance than Trevor. They just do work really, really well together. And I thought in this situation, maybe you could say, well, maybe a little bit out of position, because he's the one that's going to be coming the hardest on the end of it, but he's not going to get to Let's Get Pickled. But Jody gave his a perfect trip. He was always up close. Trevor's going to come to him, but Jody's going to get to the wire just ahead of him. And I mean, in one step later, Pick a Genre's by him. So I'm going to go 5-6 in here, John.
He can leave out of there too.
Yeah,
Pick a Genre.
he can cut it.
I mean, we saw it on August 26th. Now we haven't seen that as of late. I'm not sure if he's one of those horses that might be tough to motivate off the car. It does. Regardless, I think that this is a horse that races really well at this level, so he could do it any which way, and I think you have to feel even more confident about that.
Yeah, and I mean, that was the September 16th, and then September 30th at Flamborough. You know, just an okay kind of a ride there. You know what I mean? But on a 2-week miss, you know, I don't know what all was done to him, but he's going to come in here tonight on a really, really good rotation.
And you mentioned Let's Get Pickled. I think you scratched that effort out the window last time.
I agree.
It's on Flamborough. He had an outside draw, never got a chance to get involved. I think he's going to like returning to the big track. And Mock Steady, another horse I think that has been racing really well. You could see how consistent he's been so far in 2025.
Horses for courses too, right? You know what I mean? Like they both of these horses, Let's Get Pickled and Pick a Genre, they're both been racing really good over here on the big track. They go over to the smaller track, a little bit out of position, and it costs them. Now they come back to the big track. I don't think that it's going to cost them here.
All right, there's our thoughts on race number 3. That kicks off the early pick 4. We're going to move over to race number 6, and this is the last leg of the early pick 4, but it's also going to kick off the late pick 5, and we're going to go to a field of 7 here in this spot, and we're going to get a chance to see a Hasty Bid here yet again, and he's dropping down out of that free-for-all trot. I thought his start on September 12th, Randy, in that preferred trot, I thought it was sneaky good. I really thought he was moving well at the end of it. Then he stepped up against the tougher company on the Metro night. And I thought that was a real solid effort too against a tough bunch. So I think he's the one to beat here in this spot. But I think some other rivals in here merit a lot of respect as well.
Yeah, I mean the big thing, he's coming in with a little bit of a stale date, September the 20th, where say Quebec Hanover and Devil's Arch are both coming in September the 30th. So 10-day better. I'm going to go Emoji Hanover. Her also coming in on September the 30th. I think Tyler Jones is, obviously picking himself up an incredibly live drive with this girl. I think Tyler's been very quietly having himself an okay kind of a year. But in the last month, since he's came back from Lexington, Tyler, I think he's driving even better than when he went down. You know what I mean? I see improvement from Tyler all the time. So this is going to be a real nice opportunity for him. He doesn't have to do a whole lot with Emoji Hanover. Just sit back, let the race play to him, and then try her on the end of it. And if she's good, she's going to be tough to hold off, John.
And he's gotten an opportunity to sit behind some good horses as well. Penteller Hanover, I know he wasn't winning with the horse, but the horse was finishing up really, really well.
Look at me go, amigo.
Exactly. And some of those horses have been racing really well when he's been in the bike, and this is another opportunity for a younger driver to pick up some live opportunities as well. With this specific mare, right? We saw Sammy Filion pick up the drive on this mare and get the job done. Now it's going to be Tyler Jones to pick her up here in this spot, and she's going to be live if she's got some speed to chase. But I do think that drop could be ultimately too tough for Hasty Bid. But as you mentioned, you don't want to discount that Luke Blais.
Anybody
trainee.
Other than I win Emoji, you go Hasty Bid. Who scares you the most? And let's say take the 3 and the 5 out of the equation, because I think that this 7 horse was incredibly good in his last effort there. J.R. Plant going to pick up Devil's Arch, and even though they've been racing him, kind of more or less off the pace and not doing a whole lot front end wise, this horse can chop too.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree there. I think Quebec Hanover is going to be aggressively handled in this spot with a much better draw to work with, and he nearly got the job done against Hasty Bid a few starts back. So that's the way we see race number 6. It kicks off the late pick 5. We're going to move on to race number 7 here. We're going to go to a non-winners of 1,000 last 4 class here. We've got a field of 9 here in this spot, and Mama Sunburn is going to be the 7-5 choice on the morning line here, Andy. Tough for him to get picked off. I know I had the winner in that race. It was Premier First Star. But you can't tell me that Mama Sunburn likely wasn't the best in that effort. He got pressure. He faced pressure the entire way when Captain Butler was aggressively handled from the outside. And, in that spot, I didn't mind that, Jury, hung out that horse in that spot. I think you have to, because if you release that horse, in my opinion, I think Phil might come around quickly. And then what you're stuck with is being third, and you're forced to go first over. sometimes you just got to do certain things, even, if it's no offense to the other guy. You just got to do what you think is the best decision to win a race. And to me, watching that race, I was thinking to myself, you got to stick him at this point.
Yeah, if JD lets him go and then has to remove, so what? He's 2 moves with Mama Sunburn into a 54 half.
For a horse that's also
where's he going to finish?
For a horse that also wasn't racing all that sharp, right?
Yeah,
So he raced really, really well in defeat. But I tell you what, I know there's a horse that you're going to go back to in this spot that you liked last week. And he had a bit of a trouble trick, or unlucky, I should say. And we're going to likely look at that, cue up that replay to see exactly what you're referring to in this spot.
Yeah, so that's going to be the 2-horse Smoking Hot Dude. Going to come right back into this class. Let's take a look at Smoking Hot Dude. At this point right now, you can tell Billy Davis has some go. He's got lots of go. And unfortunately, his outside wheel and Tyler Borst's inside wheel are going to hook. And they hook so bad that they more or less have to come to a dead stop to get unhooked. Look and see this right now. Like this, the race is over for Smoking Hot Dude. And John, all the way around the turn, Billy Davis had the same seat as when this happened, leaning straight back, all kinds of go on the end of it. I think that the horse was extremely live. I'm going to go to him in here tonight. This is an optional 12-5 claimer on the bottom of this. Since Wallace picked this horse up, I think that he is, in my opinion, he's a 25,000 claimer anyway. Okay. So I think that this is a really nice drop down. Now, Mama Sunburn bringing a lot of back class, but like I said, he maybe isn't the Mama Sunburn that we've seen in years past. He's a little trickier to get to the winner's circle in that, whereas Smoking Hot Dude, should be good and ready to go tonight.
I'm with you. I used Mama Sunburn on top, but I used both of those horses in the pick 5, the 2 and the 5. I mean, how could you not? As you saw there, I mean, he was live. Like Billy had a good hold on him as they were approaching that final turn, and then never had a chance to flaunt that speed anyways, right? So he would have picked up a really big piece. I'm confident of that. Too. So trouble trip there, and one that was unlucky in this spot. But look, might be a good single in late pick 5 as well. I mean, Mama Sunburn is going to be a popular choice in that pick 5 sequence, but if you want to take a bit of a stand, I think this Ben Wallace trainee is going to be a solid one to take a stand on in that spot. We're going to move on to race number 8 here in this spot, and we're going to look at leg 3 of this late pick 5, and we're going to get a chance to see a debut here for Axial, and I think this is one that qualified really well. 10-1 morning line. I think this horse is going off as the race favorite.
I agree. 3 to 5.
Yeah, I would
Short
have to, I think even money in this spot. I really do. I mean, in this field from top to bottom, I think there's horses that have shown some ability. I think Fire Control, he's a fast horse. He's got some cork, still not the easiest to drive, but he draws the rail here in this spot, and we haven't really been able to see Scott Young push out of there hard with this horse. So where's he going to get away from the inside draw, right? I could see him getting away mid-pack in a field of 8. That could get the job done without a doubt. But I liked what I saw from this Kyle Fellows trainee, a homebred for Yolanda Fellows and Erna Corbeil. So I'm willing to take a shot with this one at first asking because I loved what I saw in that prep.
Agreed. Let's show that qualifier of Axial in this Captain Treacherous 3-year-old out of a Better's Delight mare, like you said, a homebred for this one. And this is a good effort. Last quarter in 27-3. Fire Control. I agree with you, John. I mean, a couple of times there, he's got some big ability, this Fire Control, but I think that Scotty's still kind of trying to teach him how to be a racehorse, and he's also coming in with a bit of a stale date, September 16th, has the rail, like you said. Where's Scotty going to be able to get him away? So, Axial. Let's take a look at this. Look at this guy come with McNair. I mean, and look at the size of him, too. Nice, big, strong colt. And look at McNair the whole way. And look how tight those lines are. They look like banjo strings on there. So Axial's also going to be the way that I'm going to go in on Fire Control. And you know something? If Axial hadn't been in this race, I'm not 100% sure if I wouldn't have went to the Marfisi horse up on top late for coffee. This horse is getting better.
100%. That's why I used the horse in for second. I completely agree with you. That was a much improved effort last time out. Yeah, he's getting better. I mean, this horse has been racing some solid horses earlier on this year to start his career. And then he kind of just hit a bit of a lull period. But last time out, I thought that was a much improved effort. And I think he can stick around for a pretty good piece. But as we saw from the board, a sweep of 8s there on the board again, nowhere near that 10-1 morning line. He's going to go off as the race favorite. I'm pretty confident about that.
I completely agree with you.
And again, just the one qualifying effort, but I think that's all he needed. That effort to me was good enough. So there's our thoughts on race number 8. We're going to skip over to race number 10 here in this spot, and this is the finale here on this Tuesday night race card. We're scratched down to a field of 9 in this spot, and Southland Domino, he's taking a big drop, Randy.
That's an atomic drop.
It's a big drop. I actually went to the horse that you backed last week because I thought he recovered really, really nicely. Donatover, unlucky to break where he did. The way he finished up his mile, he likely would have been a winner.
I agree.
And it's just unfortunate that he made the miscue. But Southland Domino, he'll likely be the race favorite here in this spot, and he's going to have every chance to get it done versus this group.
Let's take a look at the replay on Southwind Domino. And remember, the replay that we're showing you, this was coming in here from September 15th, September 30th. So a little bit of a 2-week rotation going into this race. And this is non-winners of 6,000. Had the rail and got away 8th. What do we say sometimes about the rail, John? They all don't get away good from it. But you can see Jody here. He kicks the plugs out. And this is where, does he have anything left on the end of it? Because he didn't do anything in the early parts of the mile, so he should have some go on the end of it. And personally, I think he does. You could say the way that Jody's chasing him, he's not really asking a whole lot of him. And because he didn't do anything with him, I think that this horse is only going to respond better. And remember, like I said, 2-week rotation going into this race, and this is non-winners of 6,000. Tonight, this is non-winners of 1,000. There's an optional 12-5 claiming tag on this race. If Southwind Domino was ever in for 12-5, I swear there'd be a lineup from Guelph line down to Burlington to try to pick this guy off. I mean, this is a nice horse. Maybe he hasn't had the greatest year, but still, $58,000, and the year's not over yet. What I kind of like about him, 30 starts last year, 31 starts this year. He's a horse that keeps racing, and this to me is a freebie. Dropping into one. I like Donatover. I agree with you. I think that it was a big effort. I had him up on top last week, and he did make that break. Great recovery on the end of it, but I'm not 100% sure if he's ever gone into this race with more back class than Southwind Domino.
That's the thing. I know that Southwind Domino is going to be tough to beat. I'm going to just hope that I can maybe get a bit of a price over. But again, the last time we saw Southwind Domino in the winner's circle, August 11th, in a non-winners of 9,000 class, right? So, I mean, this is a big, big drop. And look at the horses he's taken on last time out. Sid the Kid, Emoji Hanover, Truffles too. They would be layovers in this group. So this is a great opportunity for this Gary Murner trainee.
Take a look down to the bottom of the page. Guess who I wanted to go with real bad?
Oh, I know who you did. New Legacy. He raced good last time. He really did. Yeah,
I got him back in for 5th. I really wanted to. It's just the 10-hole was a bit much.
10-hole, and again, the horses dropping down into this class. I think it makes it even tougher there. So there's our look at this Tuesday night program. Again, our final Tuesday night for the foreseeable future. We'll try and have some luck in some multi-leg wagers, Randy. So we'll start off with you in the early pick 5 sequence. You've got a couple of singles here on your ticket, and let's go through yours.
Okay, so I'm going to start out a little deep for Randy. 3, 4, 5, and 8 are going to be in the first race there. A couple different ways I think you could go in that early race. But I think Perfetto, in a lot of people's mind, will be a single in that race. Now, in race number 2, I'm singling Pat's Queen. I really like her in here tonight with Chris Jr. coming back. And then in race number 5, the under single is going to be New Rules. Right. Picking up James McDonald, inside post. I'll take a chance.
I'm with you on the first leg and the last leg singling those two horses. But I'm also going to single in race number 2, Randy. But I'm going to go to In Session. I'm going to take a shot with that filly there and just hope she can get the job done off a class drop. In this race, though, we're going to find out very quickly if Perfetto's likely going to get the job done, because if he touches down on the lead, I think good luck passing him. If he has to chase horses, I don't like our chances in this spot. So that's why I opted to spread, because to be honest, we really never know when he's going to leave out of there. We you know what I mean? He's got good draws, and sometimes he doesn't get out of there. So he's a bit of a wild card in that regard. Race 3, I'll spread. I'll go 1, 4, 5, 6. I'll go all in on Solar Voltage. I think that effort was, I think he had no chance from the word go. And if you look at that replay closely off the gate, Tramonto, the one that Louis was driving, veered in a little bit. And it looked to me like it affected Solar Voltage right off the car. And James was never able to get this, rookie son of Always Be Mickey engaged from the word go. But I'm willing to give this guy another chance, and hopefully he can get into the winner's circle. So I'll go all in on him. In race 5, I'm with you. new rules, this is a big drop for him. He was used a couple of times in a race he likely needed. I think it's all systems go tonight.
I agree with you. You know, I think Trevor did what, you know, it's kind of the same thing as what we've seen with Drury with Mama Sunburn. He had to do what he did, race him in front. It just happened to be that, you know, there was a couple of other ones that come out of there, and next thing you know, he's at a half in 55 seconds, you know?
Yep. All right, I think we're going to look at the late sequence as well, and we'll start off with your ticket off the top. Or no late sequence? Okay. All right. No, just the early pick 5 tickets we'll look at here tonight. We'll touch on our late pick 5 ticket ideas come race number 6. And we spoke about what we're excited about over the course of the weekend, though, Randy, and the next few weekends, I should say. But this weekend, we've got these super finals, and they are going to be divided on 2 nights. 2-year-olds are going to go on the Friday. 3-year-olds are going to go on the Saturday, and that's also because of Breeders' Crown eliminations for 2-year-olds being on Friday. It's, you know, you don't want horses to come back on a 6-day rotation.
It's not fair.
Give them a full week, give them a good little a nice advantage, and have it a level playing field. But we're going to look at the 2-year-old filly trot division. We've got a field of 10 in this spot. Just tough for Bingo Night to draw the 10-hole. I mean, she raced so well last time out, and to draw the 10-hole for a filly racing so sharp, that's going to be tough. But all eyes are going to be on that 2-horse Randy Flowing Tribute, because she certainly is the top filly in this division.
She really, she's in a good spot going into this. She's racing really good, and I agree with you. It's just really unfortunate that Bingo Night drew the
But
10.
I know what, I'm not sure if you're going to go this direction or not, but HP Crystalline, one that you loved last time out, she draws well. She's coming to this race sharp. You know, I think all eyes are going to be on Flowing Tribute, but don't sleep on that Chantel Mitchell trainee. And you were, you know, trying to tell us for a couple of weeks now.
And you know, she didn't get hurt the other night when she raced.
No, she did not. No, she did not. And we're going to get a chance to look here at the other division, and this is going to be for the, what's the other division coming up? It's going to be for the 2-year-old pacing fillies, and we've got a field of 8, and we get to see Dea and a Clean Deal hook up yet again, and we saw them hook up last time out. A Clean Deal got the job done there, and what was a really nice steer by Duck McNair to get into the winner's circle.
Viciously good drive by Dougie in there, and this is going to be an interesting race, you know, really is.
Look who's back. She's a bulldog. We're going to see her back in action. I know she had some braking issues when she was here, but they always spoke about the speed. I can't recall what she's done as of late, but I believe she's qualified a couple of times. I'll have to go back and double check, but you know, if she's matured a little bit, listen, she could be a sleeper in this field. I know she doesn't maybe have the fitness that some of these other fillies do, or maybe the track record that some of these other fillies do, but her qualifiers, Randy, I mean, they were eye-catching.
They were, but I tell you, I haven't given up on the 3-horse.
No.
I haven't given up on her yet. I think that she's still, you know, got one big race left in her.
All right, we're going to look at the 2-year-old Colton Gelding trot, and this race filled, so LP Bay, the grassroots winner, he's going to be also eligible here, but we've got a field of 10, and a Strobe Light, you know, got picked off last time out to Touched by an Angel, but this is a really good group. Trouble with names, though, Randy, a colt that you and I both like. Just he got his trip, not the effort that we were expecting.
No.
You have to wonder if something went amiss that night.
Yeah, I was shocked the way that, you know, I mean, he's been so absolutely perfect, so maybe we'll be able to catch up with Paul Reed or something and see how he's coming in there. But of the whole field, John, and this is stacked one to, again.
Yep.
I really wish that horse didn't draw the 10-hole.
Yeah, again,
that's another live
I know
horse.
That's one that you, and again, he didn't get hurt last time out.
No.
Did he leave the pylons last time out? I don't know if he did.
I don't think
took a bit
so.
of a shuffle.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think last time Chris Jr. drove,
Yep.
so he might be coming back.
And the OSS Gold Super Final here for 2-year-old pacing colts. We get to see Bojangles look to keep his undefeated, his perfect streak alive here. And yeah, he's obviously going to be the one to beat. Look, there's several here on this list that are racing well, but well is not good enough to beat the likes of a Bojangles who has the makings.
Got to bring more than well.
Got to bring more. Yeah, he's a special colt and he's done some great things. But a really nice group that we've got here provincially.
Absolutely, and you know something there. If Bojangles draws anywhere else, you know what I mean? I think that there's a better chance that you can't beat him.
Yep.
If anything that's going to nullify him in a way, it could be the rail.
Yep, and we're going to get a chance to see we're going to look at the Saturday night super final here, and we're going to start off with this 3-year-old filly trots. And at one point, it looked like it was, at the start of the year, we thought it was going to be Mona Lishi's division to lose. And then we thought it would be Green Gliders. We've had a couple of other fillies kind of, take over top status. Stormont Beautiful, I mean, she had the panel set up for her, but how electric did she look in the lane?
She looked amazing, you know, and I mean, it's just the whole back half of the season has been her season. But of that field, you know who really impressed me big time in that field, John, is the 6-horse, Exquisite Taste.
Yep.
First start Lasix for J.R. Plant, got locked in with it. When he got out with her, she bolted. And before this start of the back end of the season, she was as live as anything
Big
that we
time.
had.
Yep. Yeah, she actually, I mean, she left out of there. There was a couple of lead changes. She got stuck behind a horse who made a miscue, gapped a little bit, made a miscue. And even after he had to start her up again, she had some trot on the end of it. So
I would,
she raced,
yeah,
she
I
raced
would
really
look
well.
at that replay if I was you, because she was pretty live.
She draws really well.
And second start Lasix.
Yep, and she draws well going into that
Very
final.
well.
And we see Foxy Amy. We get to see her in the super
That's
final
cool.
after winning the grassroots final,
Yeah.
so she gets to go in. Speaking of cool, how cool was Chantilly and how great was she
Unbelievable.
last time out? I know.
Unbelievable, John.
She looks
you know,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
back and better than
Yeah.
back. Like,
you know,
just amazing.
The first two qualifiers, I mean, the qualifiers I thought were strong. The first one I still said, okay, I don't know if she's 100% there just yet. The second one with Louis, she looked better to me. And then the actual race, then I said, okay, she's back. I mean, that was a dominant performance.
Yeah, and you know, the when it really kind of got me too, like, I mean, from the side, obviously she looked amazing. But going into the winner's circle to interview, you know, the connections and the look on James's face. I mean, he had a grin from here to here. And like I said to Nikki when it started, it must just be a big phew, you know, to have her back again, you know, and it just, she's back.
No, big
she's
time.
back.
And again, some really good quality fillies here in this group as well. And we're going to look at to race 8 here now, and we're going to look at the 3-year-old trotting colts. We've got a full field of 10 here in this spot, and Peel Spencer, he looks like the one to beat here in this spot, Randy. I mean, he's just push button for Bob McClure and Steve Bossens, and he can do just about anything you want.
He just seems to be kind of standing out. You know, I see we get nickel and dime. He's going to take a chance at a few of these, you know. But right now, every one of these horses is going to have to be at their very, very best, because this 8 horse is killer good.
Tough for LMC Wagon Wheel, though. He's going to be starting from the outside. We see Richie Rich is going to be back. He missed the most recent gold. He's going to be starting for new connections here in this spot. I believe it's going to be Amanda Riley or Tom Riley training. But so a horse who, you know, could be. We know he's got the ability to get the job done if he's at his best. We're going to look at the 3-year-old pacing colt here. We've got a full field of 10. Crackshot really looked sharp in his most recent victory, and he's going to be tough to beat if he can replicate that performance. But I don't want to give up on All-Star Maniac just yet. I think that maybe that horse likely needed a start last time out, and I could see a big improvement from him on Saturday night.
It's going to be interesting to see how they race this, you know what I mean? Crackshot and All-Star Maniac, because Crackshot was unbelievably good in his last, but he got raced. The other horse didn't get raced nearly as hard, All-Star Maniac.
Doug Quarter pulled quite early, didn't he?
Yeah. Okay. It was a good drive by
then he drew
McNair.
away. And we've got 5th and 5 again, who's gonna. I can't remember where he finished in that race. I know
he was part of it, but like I think he might have been 4th or 5th or something, but just not quite the. But that's. Trust me, when this thing says 300 on the top, Carl Jamieson will have this guy on his toes.
He's a contender, and Boxer Seals too, showing some improvement as well. And look, time passer. How about the mile that he went? You don't think that Jared's going to feel confident about assuming? I think he's listed on him, and if he just doesn't try and bottom out this group again and say, "Come and get me,"
come and get
he was
me.
Sharp,
that's right. Hey, that's the way a horse wants to race. Do it.
All right, we're looking forward to the weekend as well. It's nice. So we've got nice to be able to look forward to super final action on 2 nights, though. It's always fun when it's one night and we can kind of like load up a Saturday card, but it's nice to have a little bit of both on each night, and at least we've got 13 races to go through on both of those nights as well.
So there'll probably be 3 pick 5s each night.
Yep,
so that'll be 6 pick 5s.
Exactly. Be nice. Be great. Some great wagering opportunities as well. So we're gonna look over our plays of the night here now, and Randy's gonna start with his plays board first, and let's go through your picks.
Okay, so plays of the night. I'm going to start off in race number 4. And that's going to be worth a look. And that's going to be Cattle Drive. Waples Watch, Smoking Hot Dude. We showed you that replay. Beat the favorite, Axial, first-time starter in race 8 from the outside. But what a qualifier. And all in, I'm going to go Flight Crew. I think that she's not only can she come right back and double up, but I think she's going to get stronger the longer she stays in that group.
I completely agree there. So my spot player is going to be In Session in race number 2. My maiden breaker is going to be Solar Voltage. Winning debut, Axial. And my worth a look is going to be On Time Waits on No One.
That's a nice one coming in.
Well, so yeah, I believe
it's the Cam McQueen.
I think it's his birthday today too. So happy birthday to him. It'd be nice to get a birthday victory. I want to say it's his birthday, but I should double check. But we got some other plays boards here from some other resident handicappers. Kevin Ploucher going with J.K. Maga, coming in from Northfield Park, a stable horse, and Gislain Piquet, Beachside Lindy. Pay attention. I thought he raced well at Flamborough. Yeah. And Garner Barnsdale spot play Axial. Again, a popular selection by the 3 of us.
Yeah, there's spot play. No.
No way. Well, no way 10 to 1, I should say, right? No way you're going to get 10 to 1.
I don't even think. I think he's going to be favored.
Yep, I really do as well. So there's our thoughts there on this Tuesday night program. They're going to come on track momentarily, and Randy and I will be with you to guide you through tonight's action. Good luck.